Good morning, everybody. Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the dads in the UK, and especially happy Father's Day to Alfie and to my son Alan, who on a string. Alfie won't know it's Father's Day, but of course my daughter and my eldest son and the grandchildren went to see Alfie yesterday as well, and today is my day of being at home, and my younger son and his partner are going today. But I've not been very well, as you can probably tell from the pallor. I think it's the second stomach ulcer that I have that started to act up a little bit, so I'm being extra cautious. In fact, I've decided that possibly next weekend or the weekend after, it's going to depend very much on how the week goes, but I want to do it to the weekend. I'm just going to go on a 3-day fast, and what that means for me is I will take something to stimulate the bowels. Too much information, but this is what I do. A vegetable-based laxative in addition to my normal veggie meals and fruits, and so I'll be absolutely clean inside, and then I will start maybe on the Friday until the Monday evening, and just have a 3-day fast with only water. So that'll be either next weekend or the weekend after. We'll see how it goes, but I shall do it sometime and let you know. It's not to lose weight, it's just to make me feel better, really. Because I've been a bit naughty recently, and eating things that really aren't good for me, and because I haven't been bothered to cook or anything. I don't know, it's someone's asked, Christopher has asked how I manage with the day-to-day with Alfie. Other people have asked me that question, and I have answered in parts. I think there's no structure to how I cope. I go to the nursing home every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, although I didn't go yesterday because I wasn't well, and I wasn't well on Friday, so I've had to call, and my children have gone, as I said. But normally I'm there 6 days a week, and it's difficult because a lot of the time Alfie sort of recognises me more than he recognises the children. He didn't recognise his sister who came to see him, but he normally recognises me normally. Sometimes he sleeps just for a few hours, and I don't get anything at all. Sometimes I get punched and he hits out, but that's the dementia. So how do I cope? I just go. I love him, I want to see him, and the times when he holds me, which he does more or less every time, even whether he knows or not whether I'm there, but he does, and he'll put his arms around me and he'll snuggle into my neck, and it's days like those and moments like those that it's worth all the money in the world, really. So that gives me comfort. I think also I have routines. For example, I'll get home from seeing Alfie. If I come straight home, which normally I do come straight home, and I'll make a cup of tea. I'll do whatever needs to be done in the house and make sure it's all nice and tidy for me sitting down, so I can go on to my next ritual, which will be preparing my lunch and having, well, not lunch, what do they call lunch and dinner together? Breakfast and lunch is brunch, so what's dinner and lunch? Dinner and, yeah, lunch and dinner, brunch, I don't know. So everything will be nice, neat, ready, and I haven't got to do anything because it's all been done. I can sit down, watch a bit of Netflix, or I can read, or I can do some crafting because I'm making cards at the moment. I've actually got 2 made, which is remarkable considering I haven't been feeling too great and haven't wanted to do anything. And then I meditate. I meditate at least twice daily. Probably for about 30 minutes during the day, and then at night when I go to bed I will find something, and I've got a few favourite meditations that I'll use, and mind massage that lasts for about 2 hours, and I will put those on, and normally I go to sleep with the headphones on, because you've got the binaural beats that really it's better listening to them with headphones. So that's one routine. I think another routine is when I make a meal now, because I wasn't bothering, but when I do bother I feel better, and I use a nice plate, nice cup and saucer. Well, at the moment I've got a mug, but if I'm having a meal, a nice glass of my juice. I've got floury napkins. That's another ritual. I remember when I was a young wife reading in one of the women's magazines, and the agony aunt was saying to somebody who was finding it overwhelming being at home, she didn't want to do anything, blah blah blah, and I was really quite house proud in those days and I couldn't understand it, but the agony aunt's reply to this woman and advice was that if you're not inclined to do housework and you really, find things overwhelming, why don't you just polish one piece of furniture a day, one piece of furniture a day, and then by the end of a fortnight you'll have most of your furniture will be done and you can start all over again. I'd rather get it all done downstairs, and then I've got to go upstairs sometimes because I've noticed through the skylights all the bits have been falling through. It's been quite windy the last few days. So yeah, I cope with my rituals. Rituals is cleaning, rituals is eating. I will, every week, I'll either buy myself a plant for the house or flowers for the house, something maybe for the garden, always, every week. I think that neglect of self is far more of a sin than self-love. People will tell you, oh, you love yourself, or oh this, or oh that. Well, you should love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're certainly not going to love anybody else. And life is a gift. So what do you do with a gift? And a gift such as this, do you trash it? Would you trash a BMW that you just bought? How much less should you trash your body? I think when you're feeling pain, when you're feeling sorrow, I think it would be timely to remind yourself that inside you is that inner child. What would you do with a child who is hurting and crying out because life is so difficult? You would enfold that child in your arms, hopefully, and you would nurture and love and soothe that child. There's no sin in loving yourself and looking after yourself. You have an obligation to yourself to do that. I'm not feeling great, so I'm going to cut this video short, and I may come back later. As I say, I'm not going anywhere today. But yeah, I will. I'll come back later, I think, and speak to you. I'm going to make myself a fresh cup of coffee and maybe nurture myself. I certainly know that my meditations and the mindfulness that I'm cultivating is very much helping me cope with the day-to-day. Very much. I don't know how I managed before, so I think that might be something that some of you might like to look into. And if you would like me to give you some suggestions, some indication of where to go initially to introduce you to mindfulness and meditation, I would be more than happy to do that. I'll be back later. Lots of love. Happy Father's Day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.